Christians today often come to the Bible with a transactional understanding of atonement and forgiveness, as if sins and injustices and violence were atoned for through a one-off legal transaction between God and humanity in the sacrifice of Jesus. And then, of course, reinforce that understanding with the way that they interpret certain Bible verses. Emily Cash and I recently considered this novel, LaRose by Louis Erdrich, and what it has to say about atonement. It takes place among the Ojibwe people who once were spread across today's Minnesota, North Dakota, parts of Canada, and sort of depicts the history of brutality that they have inherited, the ways that it quietly and darkly haunts their life, and how it affects the way that they negotiate with great resilience and difficulty a terrible tragedy that unfolds among them. What it shows, I think, might shed some light on the brutality unfolding on the streets of Minneapolis and elsewhere today, but it also keeps us, I think, from cheapening what atonement has to involve, how it must be bodily, how it must be social, intergenerational. And so it sent Emily and me back to some passages in Leviticus and Ephesians so that we could consider afresh biblical teaching on atonement and forgiveness of sins. I think it offered us some fresh insight and invites you to consider biblical teaching afresh on atonement and give a listen to this most recent episode of Holy Writ, where we talk about this really fantastic, if also painful, novel.